29th state in India is a new Telangana state, and this state has been formed in 2014 after a long struggle for a number of demands by the people of this region. One basic issue has been water. So during the Telangana agitation also, it was focused by the then leader Chandrasekhar Rao and others that Godavari river is flowing hundreds of kilometers through Telangana, but Telangana agriculture could not profit from it. So just after achieving new state 2014, one of the important major strategy focus was on how to ensure sustainable water resource for the Telangana region. There was a two-pronged strategy. The first one was in Telangana region, as in many other regions in South India, tank irrigation has been a basic source for local agriculture. So these large watersheds in dryland area where water was collected for tank irrigation was under very deplorable condition. It was not, so to say, desilted, and it was not taken care of, and so on. So Mission Kakatiya program to desilt these tanks, to repair the feeder channels and make these watersheds work so that tank irrigation again comes up. And that was about 45,000 tanks overall in Telangana region were taken up in last 5 years. A very big program. And these tanks get the whole water from their watersheds. That means rainfall. But at the same time, the strategy was to use large amount of water going down from Godavari basin to the sea to tap that water. And one major project which recently has been inaugurated is Kaleshwaram. So this Kaleshwaram project was necessitated because the earlier project of Sriram Sagar, constructed just below Maharashtra border, is no more able to get water because on the upland in Maharashtra, a lot of dams were constructed and water is no more available for Godavari. So coming down a place where Pranahita from Gadchiroli forest area joins the Godavari at Medigada, now a big project has been constructed. But the basic thing is about 100 kilometers of Godavari river will become a reservoir. So we stop that water there and we pump it to Ellampalli where there is already a project, and from there to Mid-Maner dam, which was constructed about 10 years back. That is in my constituency. So it's a water hub. So my constituency has a unique feature is that Vemulavada, Rajana Sirisila district, is a water hub. From there, the water will be transported to Mallanasagar for 53 TMC and so on, even to the other northern areas. So what actually the intention of the government is, firstly to tap the water through natural precipitation at the river, at the tanks, tank irrigation. At the same time tap Godavari water about 300 TMC, very big project, multi-purpose project, one of the biggest in the world, to bring this water and fill these tanks everywhere and also have canals to irrigate about 45 lakh acres and 4.5 million acres of land should be irrigated in the coming 3 to 4 years. So this is one of the biggest projects in the world. There have been a very critical discussion also. How can this water be managed? What is the cost-benefit analysis? And how far the local communities, farmers, how to equip them with judicious and sustainable use of water resources. A discussion is still going on. This is a challenge even for us as legislators. Even at the beginning, we had made, there was a law made in the assembly that 10% of this water will be used for drinking water purpose in all the villages. So simultaneously, Mission Bhagirath program was started, which was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister 2015 itself. So all the habitations in Telangana will get Mission Bhagirath drinking water. And the water from these reservoirs, where we have 365 days of water, from them 10% will always be kept in dead storage so that drinking water purpose will be fulfilled. So really a very big achievement, because at least 5 months in a year is a very big drought in Telangana area, which is a semi-arid area. Around 80% of the area has a rainfall of 700 to 800 millimeters. So it's very scanty. And the monsoon unpredictability and climate change issues as bringing a lot of difficulties for agriculture and for human needs. So if you say climate change, we have to think that it's one of the adaptation measures. How to adapt? If there is no water, we have to somehow bring water and judiciously and sustainably bring water to people. So coming back to irrigation, this irrigation water has to be used in sustainable way. The government has at the same time started 2 lakh acres sprinkler and other irrigation methods where water should be used in a, so to say, optimum way, so that there is no salination problems and water logging and so on. So this 2 lakh acres of pilot project is also running now. The challenge is, finally, when the water arrives in the water hubs and it is distributed in the tanks, the first phase, before distributed canals are completed, there will be a big change in agriculture system itself. In one word, if we want to keep agriculture calendar itself will change. So simultaneously, government is also trying to bring farmers out of abject poverty in Telangana region. As we all know, Vidarbha and Telangana are the areas where maximum number of farmer suicides took place in the last decades. So the government is taking it as a challenge so that farmers raise their income. They have assured irrigation. That small farming economy will survive. And for that purpose, of course, a direct subsidy transfer is also been there, 10,000 rupees per acre for each farmer. And at the same time, so that the farmer gets his rights on, so to say, property rights, there was a big action of issuing them Paka passbook last 8 months. 80% of them got, so to say, their legal rights on land, which was not there earlier. So what I want to say is, if you want to bring people, stakeholders who are mostly farmers, others, they should have also their rights on their properties. Their properties should be clearly defined. Their rights should be clearly defined. Their major issue of irrigation water to secure their farming should be ensured. This would be a great entry point activity to bring them into, so to say, long-term sustainable use of agricultural practices, even in urban areas. In my constituency, Vemulavada is also a big urban area with 40,000 people, a big pilgrimage. So even there, water conservation issues are only successful if people have access to drinking water. So what I want to say is, environment is always the issue, whether it's a resource crisis or it's an externality. Externality may be in big cities like Hyderabad, everywhere. Every 5,000 acres, one agriculture extension officer has been now kept on job, and they have been given instructions how to use, so to say, soil testing, how to have property rights, how to give advice to farmers to have crop colonies, which will take care of, so to say, cropping systems in areas where we have comparative advantage, not just go for rice everywhere. All these things are, so to say, should work hand in glove when this big water irrigation systems come up. So Telangana as a state, if we take water, is in a transition period, a big transition period where access of water to the people, agriculture, for households, industry is going on a big way now. Even we have 24 hours electricity, power, the only state in India. All these infrastructure, basic infrastructure is being now created. So at this stage, definitely the question comes, how can we use these resources sustainably in the future? So bringing communities together, farming communities for agriculture, irrigation purposes, urban households bringing together for drinking water, judicious drinking water, waste water management. We call soaking pits in villages. In big towns, we have treatment plants planned now, using for tourism, for pilgrimage. So different stakeholders have to come up now to use these scarce resources, because these are scarce because we are pumping this water from a very 150 kilometers away now, and it's not the availability itself, but it's how you judiciously and how economically you use it. Very recently we had a new Panchayat Act, and the Gram Panchayat elections were held, where new responsibilities of taking care of drinking water was given to the Gram Panchayat. And also, so to say, for environmental protection, conservation, Inkuru Guntalo, soaking pits, this responsibility was also given to the local Gram Panchayat. At the same time, Haritaharam, where greenery should be a part. This new Gram Panchayat Act provides a lot of finances and also responsibilities for Upasarpanch, the Vice Sarpanch should take this responsibility. So these are all changes which are slowly have been coming up in agriculture, in urban areas, and also in industrial areas to cope up with the new challenges, where, so to say, collective action should become so to say, one important tool where sustainability issues can be solved. And this is actually a beginning. There have been good examples in cooperatives, in different resident welfare associations in Hyderabad or Warangal or everywhere, but they should become now mainstream. That is a big challenge. In this context, I see a lot of stakeholders who have to be brought to one place, have a critical discussion, and if necessary have some new formal, informal rules, frame them, and the possible governance structures have to be formed. It's a very big challenge. And to bring them together at the intellectual level, at the farm level and so on, we need the help of different, so to say, intellectual groups working. And one institute is of circular economy. So I would definitely look towards this institution as one where it could bring different stakeholders together, monitor their discussions, bring out, so to say, consensus among them, be a major force in formulating, so to say, a project from idea to implementation phase. This is, so to say, something which has to be done by people who have a lot of experience from different other pilot projects, good practices and so on. Just because we may not make the same mistakes like other urbanized areas. For example, in my constituency, if we don't plan STP now, in the future we even do not get any land for it. Now the land is available. So we have already reserved it. So such things can happen very quickly, so that the whole issues of circular economy, where you have to have a long-term planning. It's a big chain effect. You have to organize everything in this economy. So that can happen only if, so to say, experts take this job and bring their good practices into it, discuss with the stakeholders, and have a prospective plan. So in this regard, I wish the Institute for Circular Economy all the best and a good job in future activities.